We're the artists, the actresses, the filmmakers to meet in Venus. Yeah, we're coming through. Shine your light, let your voices be heard. We're spreading love with every single word, from the stage to the screen. We're making our mark, me and Venus, together we embark.
Good afternoon. I'm very happy today to welcome actress and producer, I can say model as well, Emma Suki. How are you, Emma?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for having me. My pleasure. I'm very happy to welcome you today on the interview. First, because I have been looking about a lot of stuff about yourself in the internet, your biography in Internet Movie Database. And I want to know first about your background. How did you get interested into acting, and I imagine modeling as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I started modeling and I kind of quickly realized, because I started doing some TV commercials through modeling as well, and I quickly realized that I thought that was more fun than just taking pictures. So I kind of gradually shifted towards more moving media. I decided to take it more seriously, so then I went to drama school both in Stockholm, and then I kind of transferred and went to London also, because I really wanted to have the best education that I could possibly have. And then I kind of just threw myself in it and did all the jobs I could get. And yeah, that was basically how I got started.
So you took acting lessons. I imagine you didn't have any camera shy, because you've been in front of video and still to do advertising.
I used to in front of the camera from modeling, so I got over stage fright quite quickly. It's just a change of camera. It's just a bigger camera.
Yes, yes. Tell me about the first steps you took to land your first acting job.
I remember I signed up for casting agencies that are online, basically. Try to update that as much as I could. And with like little videos and little audition parts that I did and pictures and with that I got some jobs, and basically through each and every job you get a better job, sort of. So I was quite I had patience with that, and I did actually, as I still do, most of it myself, in terms of putting yourself out there, because in the beginning it's really hard, because you don't have a reel, you don't have maybe even experience, so you just have to put yourself out there. And I think the internet is such a good place for you to just get yourself noticed. So that's basically what I did.
I want to ask you, is it enough for you to go for a casting role, to have your previous photo shoots from ads, images or video, or did you do readings as well for the roles you started in at the beginning?
I did. It was online casting, so it was like you film yourself essentially. So I used to save that, and I used to take a lot of time doing them, because I was still sort of trying to figure out how and what kind of actress I want to be. So I saved those videos, and I actually used them for other things too, or I put them on my profile so people could see that for instance, I was doing casting for whatever, and so I used it. even if I didn't get the part, because a lot of times you don't get the part, but you still have the material. You still have the material. Good time. So I thought, well, I thought I was good in this audition. Even if I didn't get the part, you still use it. At least that's what I did.
I mean, you did self-tapes, and I imagine right now Instagram is very important because many other artists told me that many agents right now they ask for your Instagram profile. This is right?
They do, but I think what they ask for, they definitely ask for the Instagram, and I guess TikTok now also since like a few years. But I think if you can have one of these services that either like Backstage, I used a bunch of Swedish websites that are more for TV commercials and actors. So I had one of those profiles there, which was really detailed. So it was more because I always felt a bit awkward to post things on Instagram. I don't know why. I just thought it was like I had like this Instagram phobia. So in my case, it wasn't that much for Instagram. It was more the other pages, the casting websites.
Mhm. I see that you did several roles recently. For instance, there was a film called Feed. This is correct?
Yes.
Yes. Your character was Russian, Nikolina Kostov, or Eastern European?
She was Serbia.
Serbian.
Yeah.
Yes. You have Serbian origins as well.
My parents are from Montenegro.
Very nice. Dobri
Very
utro.
That's very sweet.
Yes,
But
I visited Croatia several times. And I love this part, and visited Croatia and where else? Yes, yeah, several cities in Croatia. But yes, sorry, you've been telling me about your parents.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
So
they're all from South areas. We moved to Sweden, so I'm born and raised in Sweden.
Nice.
Obviously, with your parents being from elsewhere, you than just pure Swedish.
Yes, and so you speak as well Serbian and Swedish, English, parla un poco italiano.
Yes, I used to live there.
Yes, for modeling. Yes, it's a very beautiful place for modeling, Rome and Milano.
Yeah,
so tell me about you. Yes, it's fun. Yes. So, tell me about your character in Feed, Nikolina.
Yeah, Nikolina basically she's this Serbian influencer that decides to go out in the woods to find out if there's this mythical creature that lives there that has apparently lived there forever, and she wants to kind of like do a vlog about her going in there. And so because she already has a lot of views, so she wanted to do something different. But she quickly realized going out there, this creature is very much real. And instead of having like a cute little vlog YouTube thing, she actually gets killed by this creature. So it's a horror movie, by the way.
I imagine it's I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's like found footage, like Blair Witch Project or something like that. From point of view of the from the point of view of your character, I imagine. So a lot of shaky camera and mobile phone shooting. I can imagine before before seeing it. And recently, you had a role in TRIPTYCH. This is correct, Margaux. Your character. Tell me a little bit about it as well.
This film is really special to me. I realized it was a film that I did like production and script. I did with a bunch of friends that I feel so grateful for, that we all got together and managed to produce a whole film from scratch, which has now won over I don't know how many awards, I think 20 something. So we started, me and my friend, I wanted to do a short film because I felt like the parts that I was getting were always quite small, and I had an idea and I wanted to kind of fast forward my career. And I thought, okay, well, let's just do a short film. I thought that was a good idea. And my friend was really good at making short films. So him and I just like started doing this project together, and it took a minute, but it was really rewarding in the end.
I imagine short films right now have more reach because besides film festivals, there are a lot of platforms only showing short films. So I mean, they have more lifetime than before right
Yes,
now.
definitely. And short film is, it's obviously easier to do. It's less budget, and you can somewhat manage it a lot on your own, or you have to, because no one else is going to do it for you, which is, I guess, the reoccurring theme in the whole industry. Like, you just have to do it. And I thought, okay, I couldn't do a feature film because I was still like in school. I couldn't do that. But I thought, okay, let's just do a short film, and let's do it with the things that we love the most, which was art and literature. And so it was kind of this Faustian bet that the story is about this character Margaux, that's an art dealer, that she basically sells herself to the devil as a Faustian bet, but it's not quite as easy as that. And she quickly realizes that it's time for her to pay. And so we kind of follow her stress throughout the whole film, thinking that she can avoid her fate. But yeah, not to spoil the whole thing, but basically she can't.
Good. I want to ask you about Haas, the playlist. Both of them, they are Swedish production, right?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your role. The playlist, it was about Spotify, right? About
Yes.
the rise of Spotify. Yeah. By the way, I have a very nice playlist on Spotify.
Yeah, we all do.
You know, since the 80s and 90s, my teen and childhood, I remember songs and I add them bit by bit there. I don't have my cassettes anymore, So,
Right.
so tell me about your role in both series, and also I want to know in your own words, how do you see a Swedish production in Swedish entertainment environment right now?
Oh, okay. Let's start with the role I had in playlist. I knew the director not a lot. I know him more now, but I think we followed each other on Instagram, and I thought he's Norwegian, Per Olav. And I think I just got lucky that they needed someone to have, it was quite small part, but it was one of my first jobs in terms of in a big production. So it was a Netflix production that was set in Sweden, it was made in Sweden by Swedish filmmakers, but with, I guess, the budget from Netflix. So I'm not quite sure how that happened. So it was a big job, and a lot of people on set. So I remember I was quite intimidated walking in there because I've only been at that time on small sets. So I came in and it was probably 100 people, 100 people there. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. But it was a lot of fun. And I learned a lot from that production, even if my part was quite small. I learned basically how everything works and who does what, the actors, how they behave, how they prepare, because I was with them kind of backstage, and also how like the line producers were working, or the co-producers, or like there's so many people there that I was always very curious about how and what everyone was doing. So that was basically playlist, and it's a really cool show. I love that show, even if I have some critiques about Spotify as a platform. I think the show is pretty cool, and it really shows kind of the early start and rise of Spotify, especially what happened in Sweden, because it's all Swedish. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I actually met also the owner. Funny enough, just before I got that job, I was at a party in Stockholm, and the owner of Spotify was there. This is even before I knew that I even got that job. So I thought that was quite serendipitous that I just met him, and then I got my first role in something that was about him. So that's quite fun.
This is great. I was asking you as well about, according to you, how do you see Swedish productions right now?
Oh yeah, I
And
love
so,
Swedish.
also for women characters as well, how do you see
Yeah.
right now the approach? Mhm.
I mean, Sweden is very advanced when it comes to equality, and it's really a joy to work with Swedes. Not that it's not a joy to work with other people, but they just have a different mindset. They they're very respectful. They're very kind. It's not that it's stressful, but it's not as harsh as, for instance, Americans or even UK. So it's a very nice environment to work in, and I think um, they have a they have a way of telling story that's quite unique, and especially with women, they they highlight women in ways that I think the world is catching up on, and I hope so at least. But in Sweden, we already do that. So already in that production, there was um, probably like 40% women that were working as well, which usually is a lot less. In the States, for instance, is probably, I'm not sure of the statistics, but a lot less for sure. So yeah.
You know, beside acting and modeling as
Mhm.
well, I want to know a little bit about your other hobbies. Maybe
Mhm.
they are singing as well, because many times I read a lot of biography and CVs of actors and actresses, and they say, yes, my hobbies are sword fighting and horse
Yeah.
riding and
I
and
think I don't know.
professional
I think that's
and
one of those
and
things.
shooting.
They always say like, okay, I'm sure some people have a hobby as sword fighting and horseback riding, but it's also one of you have to like do a course or something to be able to know the basics of it, because it's also kind of like a CV thing. I'm not like spoiling. If you have that as a hobby, I'm sorry, but not a lot of people do have sword fighting as a hobby.
No,
But
no,
like one of
no.
those things that you should know if you get casted in something that you need to like fight or be on a horse. But that's not my hobbies that I do on a day-to-day basis. I know how to ride, I know how to fight, but not, I do other things. I like music more, for instance.
Beautiful, very nice. Tell me, you know, I saw yesterday a video of you on LinkedIn. I think an artist posted you have visited in Södermalm, a studio there a few years ago. You remember that a studio visit?
Studio in terms of music?
No, it was like a video of you on in Södermalm. You know, and I don't know. It was a studio, I think, in Sweden. So it was a video of you on LinkedIn. You know, so
LinkedIn? I don't even
maybe
know LinkedIn. I'm not that
no
serious.
some no somebody posted. You know, you were walking. It was a black and white video. Maybe I can send you the link
Yeah, please
to
do.
check it out.
I have no idea.
Yeah, sure. And right now, tell me, Emma, do you have certain projects or dreams you would like to realize in the upcoming period?
In terms of film or like anything?
Uh, Anything, and film as well.
I do. I'm a dreamer, at least what my family says. I'm probably even too big of a dreamer. I'm actually focusing quite a lot on my music right now. Um, and I'm doing my first album, so I'm really excited about that. But I do have some other film stuff coming up too, but it's quite soon, so I'm not really allowed to say. But there are American productions set in Europe, to film at least in Europe, because that's what you usually do. So I'm quite excited about that. But I'll tell you when it's closer to it. Not yet.
Sure. Not yet. Sure. So you have an album, you will be singing in this album.
Yeah.
Good, good. In English or other languages?
English.
English. Very
So,
good. Congratulations.
and I love that. I think it's so. I love music. I always did music, but I was a coward, and so now I'm gonna do it too.
Okay, very nice. I hope when you have a single or an album release, you can come back and talk about it. I'll be very happy to have you again. Okay, Emma, I want to thank you very much for this lovely live with you. I wish you all the best in your upcoming projects, and congratulations for the album. I didn't know that. It's pretty nice. When you have the new single link, send it to me. You'd like to listen to it.
Definitely. Thank you so much. It was so nice talking to you.
So nice talking to you. Likewise. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon, and again, I wish you all the best in your project. Take care.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.